Note to the NBA, just let the Raptors play Charlotte and the New York Knicks. Sincerely, all Raptor fans. The Raptors play a pretty solid game. Like, where there's stretches where it wasn't pretty, yeah. But that's the game, really. It's when you make the big punch in the fourth quarter. What have we seen over the last couple of games? Fourth quarter has been terrible. Why is that? Your bench is giving you nothing, and your starters are 40-plus minutes, and they are exhausted. So they have terrible fourth quarters. Well, today was a very different story, and we'll talk about why in a second. But they started out very strong. They weren't missing shots. Fred was drilling shots. Pascal was getting hot early with the mid-range stuff. I liked what we saw early on. 37-22 Raptors after one quarter. You're plus 15 after one quarter of play. Now, you know you're gonna get a punch from the New York Knicks. They didn't have Quickly. They didn't have Mitchell Robinson, and not having Mitchell Robinson was a big factor in this game, and we'll talk about why in a second. But in that second quarter, they gave you a punch, and you were -6 in the quarter, 31-25, and you're up by 9 at halftime. You're not in a bad spot, but it's now into single digits. You got to come out in the third quarter and show a punch. Well, the Raptors don't do that. Defensively, they were shaky. They could not make shots in that third quarter. It looked like it was going to dwindle away, and we were going to have another one of these games where they just have the really big dry spell, and they can't get a stop. And yeah, that's pretty much how the third quarter ended, right? You were -9 in the quarter, 33-24. Not good. And you are tied heading into the fourth quarter. And Jack Armstrong said it on the broadcast right as the fourth quarter started. All the team in white needs to do is win by 1. Win this quarter by 1. And it wasn't Fred. And it wasn't Pascal. Obviously, we didn't have OG, so it wasn't him either that won the game for the Toronto Raptors. It was the unit of Scotty Barnes, Gary Trent Jr., Precious Achiuwa, Chris Boucher, and Juancho Hernan-Gomez. Those are the 5 that won the game for the Raptors. Yes, Fred put up really nice numbers. That's adorable. Great game. Hit a big 3 late to ice it. Fantastic. Pascal had 24, 7, and 6. Love it. But in the fourth quarter, when this team has been so bad in fourth quarters recently, Scotty, Gary, and the other 3 guys did a phenomenal job. And I'm going to focus in on Scotty because, well, we got to talk about, we know there were playoff football games on. That's why this video is a little bit late. Scotty seemed like he was playing football today. We'll talk about why in a brief second. 9:21 to go in the fourth quarter. Raptors up 6, 94-88. So to that point, through the first 3 minutes of the fourth quarter, the Raptors are +6 with this unit out there. Keep that in mind. Scotty Barnes, 9:21 in, brings the ball across the timeline, looks for a screen for Precious, does not set the screen. But then Scotty gets RJ in the post, spins, goes for the layup, misses it, gets his own rebound, puts it back up, and the foul. Big job. Let's keep going. RJ, drive. It's cut off by Scotty. Holy crap, it's Joe Burrow. And right to Gary Trent, who throws it down. And just like that, the Raptors lead by 11. Just over 3 minutes in to the fourth quarter, and the Raptors are +11 in this frame. With, again, Scotty Barnes, Gary Trent, Chris Boucher, Precious Achiuwa, and Juancho Hernan-Gomez. No Pascal, no Fred. Not saying they're bad. But the guys who made a difference in the big moment of this game were those 5 dudes. You want to know when Pascal and Fred came back into the game? And I love that Nick Nurse didn't just say, oh, there are guys, we got to get them back out there and put them out there early. No! You could tell this unit was buzzing. They ended up getting the lead, what was it, to like 14 or some point at one point in time? Let me see if I can fast forward here on my screen to... so they're up 13 there with 5 to play. That might have been it. No, they're up by... Yeah, see, they're up by 14 again. See, they were buzzing. And I think it was a 14-point game. No, they're up by 16 here. And I think that was it, because then they hit 2 threes to tie it. The Raptors had a 16-point lead in the fourth quarter, and those 5 guys did not come off the floor until just under 3 minutes to go in the game. Nick rode these guys because they were playing so damn good. And those 5 were phenomenal. Chris Boucher grabbing rebounds, getting the putbacks, and that's the presence of not having Mitchell Robinson in the paint, but just a phenomenal job by those 5 guys getting it done. And it was effort, it was ball movement, it was, to sound pretty straightforward, it was making shots, and it was getting stops. That rhymed. It's great. They did I'm so proud of that unit. I really am. And the Raptors scored 39 in the fourth quarter. 39. And they drop 125 for the game. That is 39 points. That was the most points they scored in any of the quarters today. That is the most points either team scored in any quarter today. And it was a majority of those 5 guys. So proud of them for that. Let's break down the player stats. Precious. Back-to-back games where he has looked really solid at the starting 5. 12 points, 11 rebounds, double-double, had an assist in the game, was 2 of 4 from the fields. Again, didn't force the offense, was 8 of 10 from the free throw line, and had 2 steals in the game. Phenomenal. Scotty Barnes, again, the numbers were going into the fourth quarter, but dude stepped up when this team needed him the most. He was running the point there in the fourth quarter, and he just made some big-time plays. We talked about a couple of them. There were so many others, grabbing rebounds, getting jump shots to go. He took a jump shot over Sims right in his face, a deep 2, a kind of DeMar DeRozan type shot, and he drills it with confidence. Brilliant job. Now, the stat line wasn't sexy per se. In this, 19 points in the game for Scotty. You think the way we're talking about him, it was electric, but I think he had 9 going into the fourth quarter. So, again, a massive part. 7 rebounds as well. 6 dimes for Scotty. So 19, 7, and 6. Pretty solid stat line for him. 7 of 15 from the field. 4 of 5 from the free throw line. Was 1 of 4 from distance. But gave you a steal and 2 blocks. And a plus 11 while he was on the floor. Really good job for Scotty today. Fred VanVleet, look, nothing against him at all. All right. Thought he played a really good game. The offense was flying all over the place. Love it. Great. 28 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 8 of 19 from the field, 8 of 8 from the line, was 4 of 8 from 3-point range, had 2 steals in the game. So again, when Fred VanVleet's getting to the free throw line 8 times and knocking down threes, it's good vibes. Gary, phenomenal. We all know, I've talked about it countless times so far, that him and Scotty, remarkable. 24 points, 3 rebounds, 2 dimes for Gary. He has been just ruthless recently, and it's just really fun to watch. 24, 3, and 2 on 9 of 17 shooting, was 6 of 10 from 3. Oh, he was feeling it from distance. And by the way, he also gave you 2 steals and a denial, and was a plus 12 while he was on the floor. Big impact for those fellas. And Pascal was actually a minus 8 in the game today. 24 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, on 9 of 21 from the field, was 3 of 6 from the free throw line. But it was also 3 of 6 from 3-point range, so take it for what it is. And had a steal and a denial in the game for him. And Chris Boucher, who has been non-existent for a while, and to the point where Nick Nurse has barely played him. And in a game where they did not have Mitchell Robinson, you needed him to be important. And he was. 14 points, 7 boards, shot 4 of 6 from the field, 5 of 6 from the line, 1 of 2 from 3, had 3 steals in the game, and him and Juancho were plus 14s while they were on the floor. Juancho, I don't think he scored at all today, but he got a really big offensive rebound, passed it to Gary, who drilled a 3. Again, small things leading to a big play. So, really proud of those guys for that sequence. Team stats, they shot 49% from the field, so still not where you want it, and 44% from 3, albeit there were a lot of wide open 3s for New York, so that's still a problem for the Raptors. I'm not saying this was a pretty game by any means. You still allowed 116, allowed them to shoot 44% from 3. I think they dropped 18 threes as well. Still not what you want to see there, but they shot 69% from the free throw line. They were terrible there. Raptors shot 46% from the field, 44% from three as well. They made 15 threes today to the Raptors. So there you go. 80% from the free throw line, 28 for 35. 35 free throw attempts. How in the world did the Raptors have 7 against the Boston Celtics? I don't get it. Anyways. Also, the Raptors dominated the turnovers. We were +9. I think it was like 16-7 in turnovers. Really nice. And you demolished them on those turnovers. 26-8 in points off of turnovers. Huge numbers. And they won with the way they play the game. Getting into passing lanes, causing havoc, causing turnovers, getting on the fast break, killing teams in the points off of turnovers. They did that today. However, you can't play the Knicks every day, unfortunately. And you know what, Raptor fans? And this is going to be a kind of a hard-hitting question to wrap this thing up, but I'll ask you guys this. Is this the last game that we see Gary, Fred, as a Toronto Raptor at home? It's kind of wild to even think about it. But with all the rumblings that we've been hearing, and let's be honest, even with the win tonight, and the Raptors were 5-5 in their last 10, blah, blah, blah. There's still 6 games under 500 at 21-27. It's still not great. But the Raptors' schedule, they go west now. The next game for the Raptors is 10 o'clock. Great. In Sacramento on Wednesday. Then you go to Golden State on the 27th on Friday. Then you go to Portland on the 28th. Which is the Saturday and the second night of a back-to-back. 3 straight 10 o'clock tip-offs. Fantastic. And then you go to Phoenix on the 30th. Okay. Then you go to Utah on the 1st. To Houston on the 3rd. To Memphis on the 5th. And you're not back home until February the 8th. I think I saw it as against San Antonio. It's quite a ways away. Today's only the 22nd of January. It's like what? At least 2 weeks? Is that the final game we saw of Gary Trent or Fred VanVleet, or none of them really, or both of them, or anybody else for that matter, in a Raptors uniform at Scotiabank Arena? I'm gonna leave that question to you guys. All right, so you know what, guys, that is gonna do it for this one. You enjoyed the video and the W today because hey, it was fun to watch effort, and of course, the protege, Scotty Barnes, going out there and making big plays and big moments. Of course it's nice to watch. So smack the like button if you guys enjoyed this. Hit the subscribe button if you guys not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game for the Toronto Raptors? The Twitter and Instagram links are down in the description, so follow up, send me a DM to that great stuff. And Discord link is down below as well, so if you want to talk about this game, the link is down in the description. And I will talk to you guys Leafs edition tomorrow night as they host the New York Islanders at Scotiabank Arena at 7 o'clock. And as for the Raptors, we talked about it. They're back in action Wednesday, 10 p.m. tip-off. Whoopee. Three of those West Coast games. Not looking forward to it. 10 o'clock in Sacramento on Wednesday night. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the game this evening. We'll talk to you guys then.